That's it, activate, right? Yeah. Good morning, gamers, and welcome back to Streaming Story Saturdays. It has been almost a month since last delved into Post-Stormblood's MSQ, because we had the not Warren Triad, Four Lords Trial series. Then we went through the painfully long delay of Omega Rigs and finished up last week with the Evilise Alliance raids, going through tactics and touching on 12. So now that that is all said and done, we can finally finish up the piece of helping out Al Amigo settle their peace now that we've won their war for them. And with all that said and done, let's head out and see what is awaiting us back at the Stones. Let me check the audios again. This should be good. Alright, Alice, what's up? It's been an eventful few days, hasn't it? But I suppose all we can do now is wait for word from Alphina. I don't recall the last time I had nothing pressing to get on with. We should probably make the most of it. Shall I put on some tea? Tea would be lovely. You may regale me with the tale of your adventures in the Far East, and of your encounter with this new primal especially. I'll put a kettle on then. That table looks free if you'd like to take a seat. I really want to make a comment about Alice's upbringing and how she probably really doesn't know how to make tea. Interesting. So the Tsukiyomi was summoned in much the same manner as Susuna, via the medium of a sacred relic? That's right. They believe their gods, or kami, reside in physical objects. Given the danger they represent, it may behoove us to catalog of such relics. But if we are to contain the threat, we will require a better understanding of the summoning method itself. I believe I shall pay a visit to Doma and learn what I can on the subject. A fine idea. And I know that for a fact that our friends in Doma would be grateful for any information which could help prevent further summoning in the region. I will pen you a letter of introduction. Lord Hien will wish to welcome our resident expert on etherology. Greetings. Could it be that I am time for tea? It certainly looks that way. Come on, sit down and tell us how your investigations went. For those who forgot, Thancred was investigating the fake Xenos. And there you have it. I went about questioning Bloodhowl's gravekeepers. They all told me much the same story. Once Lise and her officers had confirmed Xenos dead, his corpse was interred under strict supervision. There seems little reason to doubt their testimony on that point, but when I mentioned the defacement of Xenos' grave, accounts grew rather more vague. None reported having seen any suspicious persons in the vicinity, and all assumed that the act had been perpetrated by a vengeful Alamigan. Crucially, however, I was able to confirm that when the offending scrawl was removed, as per Lisa's instruction, no one involved thought to check the contents of the coffin. By that stage, 'tis likely that the corpse was already missing. Assuming Xenos had not, in fact, risen from the dead, we are left with two possibilities. Either the body was disposed of to lend credence to the claims of an extremely committed impostor, or an Asian has taken up residence within it. If Asahi was fervent devotee as you believe, he would not have been fooled by an impersonation, however committed. We must assume that we are dealing with an Asian and proceed accordingly. Agreed. The question is, how many more such monsters are waiting for Alphino and Gollermald? Their presence was his chief reason for going. He understood the risks. I only hope he did not underestimate the extent of the infestation. Meanwhile... Master Alpha, we are making good speed towards our destination. Is aught amiss? Nay, 'tis just I can see naught from my cabin, and was curious to know the land over which we flew. Ah, I'm afraid our military craft are built with little thought for such niceties. I am happy to indulge your curiosity, however. We are presently passing over the burn on the western edge of Othar. Even with the benefits of a porthole, your gaze would be greeted with naught but the moms upon moms of lifeless earth. I have read that of something of the burn. It was described as a desolate wasteland, bled dry of every last drop of ether. Aye, it is believed that succession of Icon companies was responsible. When Emperor Solus first came to Othard and beheld this blight, he is said to have railed at the scale of the devastation. He declared Icons a threat to our very star's existence and issued an empire-wide decree ordering the eradication of all such entities. Report. We're under attack, sir. Magitech armor. No visible designation. Magitech? But who? Ah. All cannons, return fire. Damage report. Main reactor's been hit. Helm's unresponsive. We're going down, sir. Damn it. They knew exactly where to hit us. All hands, brace for impact. And that's how we lost Alphino. Awesome. Or not? Glad to have you back, Master Alphino. We landed in one piece, more or less. The But the air filtration system is damaged, and the ship is filling with smoke. We must gather the survivors and get out while we can. I... Duty time. Honestly, that should have been announced before we went into the whole... We've got unlimited cutscenes. Why can't we have that card bundle? Ruin. Hazik. And Trishakle. Ah, there we go. Took a moment. Ruin the ship wreckage that is already ruined. To free our individual. Incoming. Good card bundle. Well, that bit's over with. Hopefully there's not going to be more, right? Oh! They brought friends. A lot of friends. And they decided to Indiana Jones us. Dicks. Confound it. Not here. Not like this. Sniped by a gunblade. What? Who in Emperor's name? The enemy of our enemies? Introductions can wait. You're as calm in a crisis, Master Alphino? Let us finish this, then. Now, it's time for action. Well, he is definitely Garlean trained. Because only Garlean elites have that maneuver. On your 6. Oh, not good. We'll get to it eventually. There we go. Steady. The only time Alpha Noah gets to use a limit break. And the only time Starstorm is actually useful. Nice blade. Not like we've seen it before or anything. My thanks. Your intervention proved most timely. No, they're not related. Well, well. I did not think to meet an Eorzean in this place, let alone a scion. You know of me, sir? Heh. I have some small history with your order. But I would speak of the present. Know you your assailants, and the severity of your predicament? The soldiers bore the insignia of the Emperor's personal guard. I could venture a guess as to their motives, but you yet have us at a disadvantage, sir. Will you not tell us who you are? Our names are not yours for asking. As for our purpose, let this be your answer. An Asian mask? The face of our prey. We must away before more arrive. Come with us or stay, but make your choice now. Even should we manage a long trek out of the burn and secure passage to the capital, we would no doubtedly be greeted by the Emperor's guard. Indeed. We accept your gracious offer. Shadowhunter will suffice for the present. Mm-hmm. Very well. Quite an impressive collection. Of course, the real question is, did he actually destroy them or just force them to flee? You'd think he destroyed them because he has their masks, which would trivialize everything that the Warrior of Light has done up to that point. This is intolerable. But as much as I wish it were otherwise, there is nothing we can do for Alphino but pray for his success. Well, that's not entirely true. While your brother journeys to Garlemald from the east, I could make my way there from Alamigo and find out what there is to be learned in the Empire's western provinces. Then I'm coming with you. I can't very well sit here sipping tea if there's action to be taken. Forgive me, Alice, but the provinces are hostile territory and stealth is all important. It's safer that I go alone. Not the fact that you have the subtlety of a raging behemoth. I can sneak very well enough when the situation demands it. Don't patronize me. And how exactly would that be any better? I must refuse your company as well, my friend. Formidable though you are, the success of my mission depends on me moving unnoticed. And lest you forget, you have grown rather famous. I trust you understand. Fine. Just promise me you'll be careful. It seems that praying is to the extent of my contribution, after all. But I will stay behind as I have been bid. We all have our talents. Mine just happens to involve a silver tongue and soft souls. I promise to send word the moment I learn of aught of consequence. See that you notify me too. I mean to depart for Doma as soon as I find a suitable East Alternate vessel to bear me thither. But I shall return if I am needed. Be sure to drop in whenever you're next in the area, Saphrine. With any luck, we'll have a painfully detailed report from Alphino to share. And that was technically the true end of 4-3. Sure. Let us continue onward. Oh, Saphrine. If you've come here hoping for news, I'm afraid there isn't any. Everything is exactly as it was. Y'shtola is still investigating primals in the Far East. Thancred is still gathering intelligence in the Imperial provinces. And Alphino is still out there somewhere. There's been no word since his first scheduled report, nor does he respond to my calls. And all the while, I'm just meant to sit here waiting. It's driving me mad. Begging your pardons, I bear a message from the Eorzean Alliance. thank the gods, we have a visitor. Welcome to the Rising Stones. If you have a message, I should be most eager to hear it. My lady, the Alliance leadership will soon convene to discuss the matter of Asian interference, and they humbly request the presence of the Scions of the Seventh Dawn. Having assessed intelligence provided by the Almegan resistance concerning the whereabouts of Xenos' remains, they too suspect an Asian involvement, and wish to deliberate a suitable course of action. As the foremost authorities on our foe, your orders, counsel, would be most welcome. Of course, we should be glad to assist in whatever way we can. And it has absolutely nothing to do with the fact that I'm tired of standing around here. With almost everyone else afield, I say this one falls on us. By which I mean, I'm not going on my own. You'll come in with me, I trust? It's going to be a very long and dull meeting, so yeah, you have at it. If you would rather not, how do you think I feel? I despise formal occasions, as well as you know. But in the absence of Alphino and the others, we'll just have to grin and bear it, won't we? Fuck. Fine. Well, there you have it. We accept the invitation. Thank you. Time and date of the meeting will be shared in due course, but I can confirm that the council will take place in Alamigo. By your leave. I somehow doubt will be anything useful to offer, but standing mutely at the meeting would still be better than nothing I've been doing of late. Let's make ready to depart, shall we? Ingrid, what's going on, man? All right, just be careful on the road back, you hear? Did I hear that right? Real? Is Thancred coming back? Aye, that he is. Says he acquired some important intelligence. Being in Garlean territory, though, he couldn't risk sharing the particulars in case the Imperials were listening in. So he said head back as quickly as he could and make sure someone was waiting for him at Alamigo Quarter. Understood. Saphrine and I will go. We're bound for Alamigo anyway, and there's sure to be time before the council begins. Come, let us be off. Alright. As much as I love the stones, let's head to Alamigo. Pop, 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 pop. Do, 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 do. Why'd I turn that one off? Anyway. You two are a sight for sore eyes. Now all I need is water for my parched throat. Fetch me a cup, will you? Traipsing through Imperial territory is thirsty work. Anyway.
God, I needed that. I won't bother telling you to catch your breath. Whatever brought you galloping back to us, I assume it's urgent.
Quite. Without further ado, then. After the successful uprisings in Doma and Alamigo, rebels in several other provinces were inspired to follow suit. Unfortunately, they did not fare quite so well. The Dalmascans paid the heaviest price.
Yep.
For their defiance, the Emperor made a show of razing their capital to the ground, prompting many of their neighbors to abandon thoughts of resistance. But not all have given up on liberty. Heartened by the news of Doma's prisoner exchange, some still believe that the Empire may one day be amenable to negotiation. We have the shinobi to thank for spreading the good word. They have worked tirelessly to keep the subjugated informed, and a little knowledge can go a long way.
There is at least a spark of hope, then.
A spark in want of kindling, yes. The Alliance has already begun supplying materiel to resistance movements abroad, many of whom would otherwise struggle to continue the fight. The support effort has been led by the Sultana and the Elder Seedseer, who have both seen enough Alamigan refugees to know the consequences of oppression. And for their troubles, they have quickly earned a reputation as folk heroes in certain corners of the Empire. That is all for the provinces. As for the Garlean motherland itself, our friends the Populares have suffered something of a setback, I regret to say. Talk is rife that Doma has summoned a primal, and the Empire's more liberal voices are being drowned out in the fearful clamor for retribution.
And who do they think orchestrated this summoning?
Doesn't matter.
Oh, any but those truly responsible. Xenos has seen to that. Speaking of whom, the Crown Prince is recovering remarkably well. Well enough, in fact, to enable him to personally tour the provinces, putting the fear of the Emperor into the hearts of any would-be dissidents.
He walks in plain sight, and none suspect him. Then it's as we feared.
Yes. An Ascian wears his skin. But it was not that which brought me here in such haste. During my time in the provinces, I learned many things. Yet at no point did I hear any report of a Doman emissary in the capital.
But Alphonse should have arrived by now. Could they be holding him there in secret?
The possibility did cross my mind, but I have reason to believe he never reached his destination. As you know, Scions assigned to covert operations, such as Riol and myself, are issued special link pearls for communication in the event of an emergency. I mention this because it was originally Alphino's task to coordinate the response at headquarters, meaning he has one. And whose voice should I hear when mine recently crackled to life?
You spoke with Alphino?
Spoke with? No. I but heard his voice, and none too clearly at that. 2 words were all I could make out. The burn.
The wasteland on the edge of Otherd. Something must have happened to them there. There's no time to waste. We must make for the burn at once.
Allison?
I had a feeling you might say that.
And? I can't very well sit around here drinking tea if Alphino's in trouble. You said yourself that this link pill was only to be used in emergencies. So I'm going, and that's the end of it.
Okay.
Oh, far be it from me to change your minds.
Loath though I am to neglect making preparations for the council, we must act swiftly before Alphina's trail goes cold. I propose we first pay Hian a visit. He's sure to want to hear about those developments, and he may well be able to advise us on how best to reach the Verne. A sound plan indeed. And Y'shtola is in Doma, is she not? I dare say she'd join you in your search if you ask her nicely. While you cease to all that, I shall go and report my findings to the Alliance. You may leave any preparations for the Council to me. Good. So I don't want to deal with that. Thank you. Thancred. Right, to Doma then. We have much and more to share with Y'shtola. And here comes the rain again. Let's see. Yeah, we're going that way. To the Enclave. Beep, beep, beep. You, Skipper. To the Enclave. Nope, I want the shard. Oh, you're over here. Whoa, 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 boom, 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 boom. That is curious indeed. While other matters demand my attention at present, I shall bear what you have told me in mind. Ah. Thank you, my lady. You are most kind. Well, well. Two faces from dim and distant past. Come now, it hasn't been that long. Who was that you were speaking with? Your new lover? A local miner who supplies crystals for a rebuilding effort. Of late, he claims to have struggled to find a crystal with so much as a trace of elemental energy. Upon learning that some knowledge of ether, he came seeking my counsel. Just now, he brought me one of his recent finds. It was precisely as you described, devoid of elemental energy, an eerie reminiscent of the de-aspected crystals that manifested in Eorzea in the days prior to the calamity. We would be wise to investigate this phenomenon more closely. Indeed, but on a more positive note, locals seem to have taken a liking to you. And interest in than a liking to, I think. The sight of a Mikote with a particular contraption on her head has a certain novelty value in these parts. Any actual regard they may have for me, I owe wholly to you and the others who came before. Everyone here has been exceedingly cooperative, and I am pleased to report that I have all but concluded my investigation. Simply put, by focusing one's will upon an ether-infused object of worship, it is possible to conduct a summoning. So, the fact that they are objects of worship is the key. They are themselves suffused with the requisite belief. Correct. Such sacred relics as the Kojins collect obliviate the need for religious fervor in the summoner. Yotsuyu being the most obvious example. She had but to associate the artifact given to her by Asahi with the divine, and it served to amplify her desires and give them form. A form nourished through the power of crystals, also provided to her by her brother. And thus was Tsukiyomi brought into being. Which brings me to the question of preventative measures, to which I have yet to find a satisfactory answer. At present, I know of naught that will avail us, save to keep watch over every movement of relics and crystals. As if we did not have enough to keep watch over already. But I doubt you came all this way to hear that which may be perused in a report. Has something happened to Alphina? I shall join you in the search, of course. Thank you, Yishtela. I should be glad to have you, truly. Now, if there's nothing else, I shall go on ahead and request an audience with Lord Hien. Alice puts on a brave face, but she has little talent for concealment. We should join her at the Kyokan. Bum, bum, bum. Bum, bum, bum. Greetings, my friends. Alice has explained it all to me. Needless to say, you have our full cooperation in the search, even if Alphino's trail does lead to the burn of all places. The region known as the Burn occupies a special place in Garlean history. Every child in the Empire is familiar with the tale. In the distant past, it was a verdant land teeming with light, but successive summonings saw it bled dry of ether and reduced to a desert. It was upon beholding the devastation that the primals had wrought that the Emperor Solus was spurned to embark upon his crusade against their kind. The burn offers a simple glimpse of the future we seek to prevent. Know you of any reason why Alphino might have gone there? Aye, mischance. Though it lies on the route to Garlemald, it is no place to make a stop. My guess is they encountered some manner of trouble there. In any event, I am on the same mind of as Alize. We have no choice but to take our search to the burn. Given the considerable distance involved, 'tis best we went by bird. You mean Yol? Saphrine and I have our Yols, you giddy? Will you ready falcons for the others? I shall gather the swiftest birds. Near the House of the Fierce there is an overlook. Pray join us there once you have seen to your preparations. Oh. House of the Fierce. Ah, yeah. Got those. On the other side of Yansha. If everyone is here and possessed of a bird, let us away. Remember, our destination is a barren wasteland. There is no civilization to speak of for 100 miles in all directions. Take care you do not lose your way. Here we go. And once again, we have a samurai tank. It's almost like they were designed for it. Almost.
Make ready, friends! We are come to the burn!
Everyone, land where you can! We must wait out the storm!
Yeah, that is a very desolate place. Alright. Off we go. Oh, right. We still have Y'shtola healing. That's interesting. Ow. Moving forward. More of the salt elementals. Screw it, we'll just eat this one. You should totally can handle it. Oh no, it's an ambush. Come on. Get them all. There you go.
Enough!
Of course, with Elsa here, it's going to be pretty fun to try and break off. Hey, we got one more. That appeared out of nowhere. It fall down to hold. Alright, first fun guy. Pillars are obviously to line of sight. Everybody knows your tank busters. Watching your Shtola. She takes the line attack and uses a pillar to block it. And now we just hide from the fun. It's almost like, crap, I can't remember that dungeon from, Heaven's Ward now. With Fenrir. And we do the spreading. Asahi. That was a little close. Just note that any of those AoEs will trigger the ice crystals.
I shall make it quick. I shall make it quick.
And that is the first guy. Come on, go down. Down, boy. Down. Go. Well, that looks Alamegan. Or, no, not Alamegan. again. Again. Which leads to some interesting questions. Ow. Incoming. That one's probably gonna hurt.
You shall fall soon enough.
Bum, 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 bum. It would be interesting to see them. That's a big hole. Actually, do something with this later on. That's a big one. 'Cause it really feels like we're going to be dealing with Pelicans again if we go to the 4th Forever Cold. Especially if we're dealing with another Crystal Tower, which means we're going back to Final Fantasy III. But yeah, all the places that have had Allegan influence or effects thereof in the past should really get revisited a little bit. I doubt it'll happen, but one can hope. Rat. And Hien's just gonna eat it. Not gonna test that. Alright, let's see how long it takes Asahi to burn this limb break. Damn!
Let's give them a show.
Okay, I did get it. Alright. God, she loves doing that. Alright, let's find the fake one. It is gonna break before it even moves. Poor little fella.
I shall make it quick.
Ink. Alright, we got lines coming in from the line. And Hien, being the great tank he is, obviously doesn't want me to get positionals. Ink. Oh, that's gonna be a fun one. Guilty act, and we just finish him off.
It's all over now.
Damn. Alright. Number 2 is down. And now we get to see the burden in its full emptiness. This is what happens when ether is completely sucked dry from an area. You know, they say it's summonings that cause this, but knowing the Allegans, there's quite a high possibility that they were the cause of it. Inadvertently. You know what? Let's test it. That wasn't that bad.
Out of my way!
It's a big one. And I'm not going to try taking 2 of those. Just for the heck of it. You know... Close enough. Alright, last pack. For a rat guy. There you go, Hien, right in the middle, where you're supposed to be. not move.
Enough!
They can finish that. Whatever that was, it was big and it was spiny. Well, there's a fun dragon. It's a mist dragon. Almost like it's a reference from previous Final Fantasy. Especially considering the summoning aspect. Fog Bloom. On multi-line attack.
I shall make it quick.
Forward! Forward!
Alright, now the part that gets a lot of people. When it is in its mist form, you do not want to attack it. And you want to take out the heads before it fully charges. Because if you attack it while it's in its mist form, you will get frozen in place. Also being a good girl, taking the AoE to the edge of the arena. That was close and bright. And we are done. So we'll call it with that. All right. We've made it to the burn. Now what?
Between contending with bloodthirsty beasts and sand in my every conceivable place, I'm quite ready to leave this wasteland. But first things first. Do you see the crashed ship over yonder?
The Allegan one or the Garland?
Judging by its class, it must be the vessel that bore Master Alphinaud away.
Yep, that is definitely Allegan.
War Machina. It would seem they were involved in a struggle. There may be clues. We should split up and search the area.
Clues? Zoinks. Oh. Damn.
There's no sign of Alphinaud, nor of Maxima and his people.
Happened quite some time ago.
These were no ordinary soldiers. Over here!
Hmm.
The insignia on this man's uniform identifies him as one of the Emperor's personal guard.
Hand-picked soldiers, answering only to the royal family.
That would explain why all the casualties are Garlean. They were fighting their own.
You're saying the Emperor was behind all this? That Alphinaud is his prisoner?
Well, we don't know it's necessarily the Emperor, because there's more to the royal family than just him.
Aye, we must not jump to conclusions. Besides, Alphinaud is more than capable of looking after himself, is he not?
Just as long as he doesn't go shopping, yeah.
I suggest we return to Doma to consider our options. Whatever happened here, Master Alphinaud is long gone, and any subsequent search may safely be left in the hands of the shinobi.
Where in the world are you, brother? If you die on me, I will never let you hear the end of it.
Well, that was a decidedly uneventful journey. I almost found myself hoping for a sandstorm. Joking aside, I'd say our birds are due for a good brushdown and a treat or two, wouldn't you? Dun dun. I mean, it's no chocobo, but it definitely helped. I had hoped to steal a moment of rest after our little outing, but it would seem duty had called. A foreign emissary arrived in my absence. Don't let us keep you waiting, then. Actually, I was wondering if you might join me. I cannot think of a guest who could fail to be impressed by the presence of the Scions. At least none I should be happy to receive. Of course. If you think it will be useful. Thank you. Let us return to the matter, then. Sure, everybody gets the shortcut walk, but I have to go the long way. Do, 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 do. Maybe. Oh,
Lise,
it's you.
what brings you here?
Oh, Alliance business. We have a request for Doma. Well, Hian. But that can wait. They told me you were out searching for Alphino. Did you manage to pick up his trail?
Well, about that.
Well, if he wasn't at the crash site, he might still have escaped. We have to keep searching.
And we will. Alphino embarked on this journey as an emissary of Dorma, and I hold myself responsible for his safe return. I will have our shinobi in the provinces search for him as a matter of urgency. Chin up, Alize. You'll get to admonish your brother for his recklessness yet.
Well, someone has to do it.
Oh, woe is you that you have to beat his
I'm
ass
sure he's
again.
going to be fine. There is one thing I'm not sure about, though. You said it was the Emperor's personal guard that attacked Alphino's airship. But the Popularis would never have been able to arrange the prisoner exchange without Varus's blessing. So why would he sabotage his own mission?
They may not have been acting on Varus's orders. The guard answer not only to him, but to his family. The Crown Prince included.
Yep.
When Yotsuyu summoned Tsukuyomi, Asahi was quick to proclaim that a Dorman citizen had violated the terms of our agreement, that the negotiations had failed. And it is this version of events that is now being repeated across Garlemald. To hear the tale, one would think the prisoner exchange never took place. Plainly, someone is manipulating matters from the shadows. Most likely Xenos, or whoever it is that wears his face.
Whichever Ascian you mean. We all know the nature of our adversary.
The servants of chaos are true to their name. Their meddling has cost Dorma a chance at peace. Whoever it was that loosed his personal guard, the Emperor cannot be ignorant of these developments. We must proceed on the assumption that our treaty is indeed in tatters.
So much for that ceasefire.
But come, Lise. You have journeyed far. Let me hear your petition.
Right. So the big news is that Alamigo has agreed to join the Eorzean Alliance.
That's good.
To make it official, and discuss where we all go from here, the leaders of the 5 nations are planning to hold a meeting, and we were hoping you might come too. We've already seen what we can achieve when we work together, and the Alliance hopes to work even more closely in future. They think it's our best hope of keeping the Garleans in check, and I agree.
As do I. By coordinating our efforts in the east and west, we may be able to discourage them from committing their forces to a single front.
Yes.
I accept your invitation. I must, however, ask for time to attend to some pressing matters here. In light of recent events, the risk of Imperial reprisals is greater than ever, and I would not leave Dorma unguarded. Ere I depart, I must shore up her defenses.
Understood. I'll let the Alliance know. We'll wait to hear from you before setting a date. The meeting's to be held at the Royal Palace in Alamigo, incidentally. Do you remember the way?
Well, he took the aerial
Enough.
route.
Please assure my hosts that I will not keep them waiting any longer than I have to.
Consider it done. And thank you for agreeing to come. If we all put our heads together, we're sure to find the best way forward. For everyone.
Dun, dun. My advisors and I will presently convene to discuss the matters of Doma's defenses. You are welcome to stay, of course. Had you not offered, I would have requested to leave to remain. Where the Assassins are concerned, naught may be left to chance. As ever, we would benefit from your experience. I thank you for coming, Lise, even if it was on official business. I had hoped there might be some time to show you the land you helped save, but I will settle for a fleeting visit if must. There never does seem to be enough time for anything, does there? But I did get to see a little of the Enclave. You've made excellent progress, I must say. And soon you'll have the chance to see how we're getting along, too. Till the meeting, then. Saphrine, I was wondering if I might have a word with you before I go? In private? Okay. Go on, my friend. I will send for Hakuro and the others in the meantime. Great! I'll wait for you at the docks. Okay. That is a very good question. I have no idea. Oh, and it's raining again. Awesome. Bum, bum. Up, 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 bum, bum. Thanks for coming. Knowing you, you've probably guessed what I wanted to talk about. Really? Alice, she's acting as everything's all right, but it's clearly she's barely coping. The Asahi I know is overbearing, willful, and reckless, and that's fine? It's how she deals with feeling weak. She has to keep moving or she's afraid she'll fall apart. A lot like me. But the thing about people like us is that we need someone to keep an eye on us. I had Papalimo, and now I have my friends in the Resistance. And Alice says she has you and the Scions. Before you start, I'm not going to say you're neglecting her. I'm sure you aren't, and I'm sure you won't. But she's a good friend, and when I see her like this, I can't help worrying. So please, make sure you give her all the support she needs, alright? We've been with her longer, so... Thank you, Saphrine. It goes without saying, but if there's anything I can do, you only need to ask. Well, I best be off. See you in Alamigo. Do, do. Do, do. Where are we at? Shadows. Ah, there you are, my friend. Everyone has assembled, so let us begin.
If we are to ready ourselves for invasion, we shall need manpower, provisions, and time, all of which are in notably short supply.
Candid as ever, Yugiri, and correct, I concede. Fortunately, I have an idea.
Oops.
'Tis plain no single nation can stand against the might of the Empire. And it was only with the aid of others that Dorma succeeded in winning her freedom. So, I mean to take a leaf out of our Eorzean friends' book and form an alliance of our own.
With who? The Confederacy?
In addition to those with whom we already share an understanding, I would reach out to Hingashi and
true.
Suinosato,
True.
and further afield to the myriad peoples of Nangsha and Dalmasca. I am under no illusion. Not all will answer the call. Yet disparate though we may be, we are united in our desire for freedom. If our neighbors could be made to see what is at stake, Asian machinations and all, cooperation need not be so far-fetched a notion.
It may even seem practical. Under the guidance of our former leader, Master Louis Soir, we once strove to unite the fractious city-states of Eorzea. I dare say that experience shall be of use in your endeavor.
We should be glad of your wisdom.
For the record, I would have been in favor of this plan even if it hadn't been my grandfather's, but I have to ask, how will we secure the time to carry it out? Not that anyone has forgotten, but the Garleans have airships. Lots and lots of airships. Should they catch wind of our plan, they could send an armada to overwhelm us before our alliance had even begun to take shape.
Not if we deny them access to the skies.
Go on.
During our time in the Burn, the Warrior of Light and I chanced upon some Allagan ruins.
Oh?
As such ruins go, they were not particularly unusual. But something about the surrounding land struck me as odd. Faint though it was, its ethereal residue was uncannily similar to that of Azizlar. Identical, in fact.
You mean the
For
barrier?
locations so far removed to share a single etheric signature is all but impossible. I conclude, therefore, that the Allagans created the floating continent with land taken from the Burn.
Huh.
While that is a most intriguing theory, I fail to see what relevance it has to Dorma's defense.
Azizlar was enclosed in a powerful energy barrier, impenetrable even to an Agrius-class battleship. It occurred to me that those ruins may have enjoyed similar protection. I have no proof, but the Warrior of Light did report seeing a structure resembling other known Allagan field generators.
All right. But even if we could put up such an energy barrier, it surely wouldn't extend beyond the limits of the Burn. So what's to stop the Garleans flying around it?
Fuel. The Dalmascan capital, Rabanasta, was a key imperial refueling point in the east. By laying waste to it as a lesson to the rest, the Empire greatly hindered its own operations in the region.
They shot themselves in the foot.
If an imperial fleet were to advance upon Doma, it would now have little choice but to travel, as the crow flies, over the burn.
I see.
A word of caution. Even assuming the generator still functions, raising a barrier of such a scale will require a prodigious amount of energy.
That no longer even exists in the
And
burn.
few places are so bereft of suitable crystals as the burn.
A source of energy. Tell me, did the Allagans make a habit of launching things into the sky?
Kinda.
A curious question. Besides Az's Law, I know of only one other notable instance. The Red Moon Dalamud, whose fall triggered the calamity.
Just the 2 occasions, you say? Then I believe I may have a solution to our energy problem.
Oh?
You do?
I may. To find out for sure, we would need to visit the Azim Steppe. Which would, I now see, present the perfect opportunity to discuss an alliance with the Zayla tribes. How very neat. What say you then? Shall we see whither this road leads?
Once more, onto the step then. Da, 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 da. It is settled, then. I will journey to the Asm Steppe with the Scions. Yugiri and Hakuro, I leave the other neighbors to you. My apologies, but I won't be joining you. Why? I am no etherologist, and what skills I do possess are unlikely to be of any great use to the mission. But more importantly, it seems that to me that the ruins and the burn warrant attention. And so while you are away securing an energy source, I will engage our friends at Garland Ironworks to undertake a complete overhaul of the field generators. We'll need them in good working order if our plan is to succeed. I trust there are no objections? Yeah. You know you want to come. I'm sure she'd love the burn. Joking aside, I was planning to enlist her help with organizing everything, but we still need a scion on the ground. Don't worry, I'm sure you'll manage without me. Good luck. Alright, I'll send you a postcard. Just the 3 of us, then. Very well. Shall we first make for a reunion? Where we first met Hien in the first place. For the first time. But not on the first. Seriously, everywhere is raining today. So, this is the Asm Steppe. The tales do not do it justice. If you think the view is impressive here, wait until we reach higher ground. Actually, seeing as it's your first visit, permit me to show you my favorite spots. Let me guess. All the way up there again? Yep. Can't blame him. It is one hell of a view.
I will never tire of this vista. The endless fields, the boundless skies. 'Tis a sight to make a man forget his cares.
But not his purpose, I trust. Might this be a fitting moment to tell us what we are doing here?
Patience, Y'shtola.
Of course. During my time with the mole, I learned some few myths of this land. One goes thus. In the distant past, when all seemed doomed, a wayfaring soul came unto the steppe. Venturing into the northern crag, he received of Nama a sliver of her essence, a shard of the shining moon, and with it clove the tainted land from the earth. The end thus averted, to these fields did the wayfaring soul return, and venturing once more into the northern crag, he buried the shard, and made unto the heavens an offering of blood.
A tainted land cloven from the earth and an offering of blood to the heavens. Azizlar and Dalamud.
Cute.
That was my thinking, yes.
And you believe that yonder mountains hide an artifact possessed of sufficient power to raise Azizlar up to the heavens? I suppose that might suffice.
Worth a closer look, would you say?
I would.
You got her at secret, ancient, elegant technology. You need to say more. From here, we shall travel to Mole Ill. There, we may ask Serena about the particulars of the myth and raise the matter of an alliance with the rulers of the steppe. Let's see how our moles are handling everything. There we go. Ian, Saphrine, I'm glad of your visit and an opportunity to welcome a new friend. How may we serve you? There is a matter I would like to discuss with the mole. It concerns not only the peoples of the steppe, but every land of the Far East. A shard of the shining moon left behind by a wayfaring soul. And you need this to protect our land? I do. My friend and I wish to find the shard and ascertain the extent of its power. Will you tell me more of the place where it lies buried, this northern crag? If that is your wish. In the mountains to the north, there is a cavern called the House of the Crooked Coin. It is inside this cavern are pillars of stone that legend holds to be the source of Nam's power. There, I believe, you will find what you seek. Ah, yes, I know of the place. 'Tis a brisk walk from here. And what are your thoughts on an alliance? Should the Empire return, our lands will be engulfed in the storm of conflict, whether we will it or no. If we do not stand together, we fall apart. This I believe with all my heart. However, among the tribes of the steppe, there are those who revere Nam above all else. To them, the pillars are sacred and not to be disturbed. Should you proceed as you propose, such tribes are likely to spurn an alliance, prompting others to follow their example. That is my concern. But it is by no means certain that the pillars will provide the power you seek. Ere you risk the ire of the followers of Nam, might you not first visit the House of the Crooked Coin? If all is as you hope, then we may then consider how best to earn their blessing. I thank you for your counsel. You'll do as you suggest. I have no desire to give offense to those whom I would join hands. Thank you for your understanding. Though the mole may reign over the steppe today, this decision will shape the days to come. We would not force others into a war against their will. Nor are we. 100-fold stronger are they who choose to fight of their own accord. It seems the time has come to put my skills to use. Pray, lead the way to the House of the Crooked Coin. All right. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? It's up here. Nope, it's over. Is that an A rank? Oh, wow. Huh. I don't think I've ever seen that one before. And what in the Twilight Princess do we have here? Is this the way out? Nope, it's a fake ceiling. I'll do right. Sorta.
Such an abundance of ether.
Are we in luck?
We are. This is an Allegan artifact, most likely built to regulate the flow of ether. I strongly suspect the ancients used it to stem the flow from here to the burn. That would explain how they were able to untether what became Azys La from its surroundings.
That would be pretty
But were we to
significant.
throw open the floodgates, the resultant deluge would surely be sufficient to raise our wall. And in restoring the flow, we may also restore life to the wasteland.
So, yeah. It was the Allegans who were at fault. Again.
What is it?
While the device itself harbors a surfeit of ether, the opposite is true of the surrounding area. An effect of regulation, perhaps. A similar phenomenon seemed to be occurring in Doma. Whatever the explanation, the answer will not reveal itself here. We have seen what we needed to see. Let us return to Mol Ilo.
Okay. So we've got our battery for our shield generator. Now we just need to ask for permission. Surely we won't have to fight for it. You found that which you seek, then? Great indeed is the Dusk Mother's power. If not less will suffice to protect our lands, the blessing of the other tribes must now be sought. Of course! But to which tribe should we appeal? There are many who worship Nama, but none so fervently as the Dothari. Their consent shall be key. Well, she's going to be fun to talk to and convince on that. The Dothari. At least spoke of them. A warlike tribe possessed of unique customs and beliefs. I sense their cooperation will not be easily won without combat. Nay, but it will be well worth the effort. Dothari fear nothing, death least of all, and our alliance would greatly be strengthened by their presence. Let's go to Dathar Oka and treat with a Khatun. So, yeah, she's probably going to be the most troublematic one. Bum, 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 bum. It is kind of interesting that they're not situated closer to their deity's stronghold. Better term? Yeah, we'll go with that. I mean, it's obvious why they sit here in the center of the entire steep above everybody else. But that's just them. Yum, yum, yum. You again? Other matters demand the dark time. Oh. Alas, quite the opposite, in fact. Talking, always talking. You say the pillars hold great power. Of course they do. They are the source of Nama's strength. The Thari, no place is more sacred, and we will make ash of any who would defile it. I see this is not your wish. You see wisdom in our proposition, then? You will join hands with us? I said nothing of joining hands. You wish to wield Nama's power to defend these lands, then this I will allow. But for leaving the steppe to fight the men of iron, I would have something in return. Namely, battle. With you, Han. Ah, fuck. And Nama ended ere it began. I would face you again, alone, without distractions. Defeat me, prove yourself to the stronger, and you shall have the Dathal as your allies. Surely these are agreeable terms. This is not a wholly unexpected turn of events. Though I had assumed I would be the one required to fight, alas, the Hatun has made her choice. Shall we play a game? It shall be a battle the steppe shall not soon forget. Our battle will be legendary. Already my soul burns brighter. Prepare yourself, Han, and await me outside the car. I will gather my witnesses and join you anon. Okay. And sun is setting as our destination awaits. Duty time. Think it is.
Yes!
Yep.
This spot shall serve as well as any. I shall enjoy this, Han.
Is this truly necessary? Have you no peaceable way of making decisions?
Speak not of peace. You stand before proud warriors of the Cathal. In the heat of battle do our souls burn brightest.
God, she is
May
awesome.
love strong that we may rise higher.
Oh, she's so great.
That is our way. The way of might. There is no other.
Oh, they do not want for conviction.
Indeed. It's what makes them such dangerous enemies, and such useful allies.
Enough talk! It is time to fight!
I got loud. Oh, the checker grid. Everybody loves the checker grid. Are you gonna ride on me? Seriously?
In death do our souls sing!
Shoot. She's more of a battle nut than Xenos was. God.
In death do our souls sing!
Alright, this should be the last one, or maybe one after this.
How it burns!
This might not end well.
In death do our souls sing!
There we go. She gave it her all.
Yes! Yes! Not since the Nardum has my soul burned so! Come! We have only just begun!
Enough! You were not granted leave to set the steppe ablaze.
Well, well, the sun has come out to play.
Literally.
Be gone, Moonstruck Oranir! I am busy!
Fool of a Dothal! Have you forgotten the face of your master already? The sun will never set! From his seat on high, he reigns over all, now and forever.
Oh, crap. Don't ask. Don't ask.
Yet what should he find here but a battle to determine the fate of the steppe? A battle waged without his blessing. This will not stand. You, Doman! You who come to petition the warriors of this land, forget that all Nama's children are wards of the Oranir. As first among my brothers, your petition is mine alone to judge.
These words are as wind from a horse's backside. Plentiful, but your axe sings more sweetly. Let her speak for you.
Insolent child. You will learn your place!
Forgive me, Brother Magnai, but we have an arrangement with the Dothal. We will not abide any interruptions.
So be it.
The sun will pass judgment on all. Didakul, join me.
The sun is in good company. We may dance alone.
Beg not for mercy, for you will have none. Bear witness to the power and the glory of Azim!
constantly at each other's throats like rabid dogs. Gods, I'm turning into her. I have not the patience for this. But if we must fight, let us at least be brief. Come.
Cats and dogs, cats and dogs. Alright, I'll take the ugly one. Or not, I'll take him.
Heal or die! Bow down before me!
And you better not be over that line.
Heal or die! Heal or die!
Would you please stop that?
Mark well and learn! Concentrate!
Stop taking hits. Oh, that was loud.
Heal or die! Bow down before me! Mark well and learn!
Did you finish him? Good. Shoot.
Heal or die! Bow
That
down
is
before
getting
me!
annoying. Alright.
Tremble
Gotta
before the
finish him.
sun!
Okay.
Let us be about it!
Aoife, to me. Have at you.
Well, that hopefully put him in his place. Surely he'll accept his loss.
Never have I felt such bliss in defeat. 'Twas a battle to burn soul and flesh to ash. We Dothal will lend you our strength as promised. Narma's power is yours to wield. What does the sun say to that?
The sun is not driven by base motives such as yours. But they have been judged and found worthy. It is the way of the Oranir to accord recognition and respect to the strong. You have made sufficient proof of your strength. The sun shall answer your call.
You have our thanks. We are glad to call you allies.
You? By what are you called?
Ishtola, why?
That look away.
Are you my Nama?
I beg your pardon?
In battle, you shone with all the majesty of the full moon's light. Your healing touch, the embodiment of the Dusk Mother's love.
I remember she's a Miko of the Sun.
Long had I wondered if my Nama might not be a woman of the steppe. Beholding you, I am all but certain. Now, look into my eyes. Could it be? Could you be?
I am. Not interested, little son. Try again when you've become a man.
Still good.
Little son! Little son!
Oh, for the love of...
Does it pain you, little son? Crave you salve to soothe the ache? Fire to sear the wound in your heart?
God, Satu, you are evil.
We have wasted enough time here. Siren awaits for word of our success.
But I want to watch this. God. That was just awesome. Yeah, that is definitely something you could call bravery. Oh, jeez. Really? You had not only to contend with Sadu, but Magni too? Such a fierce battle that must have been. Yet here you stand triumphant. Having passed such a test, they could not well deny your allegiance. The mole will make no such demands. Weak though we are, we will gladly stand with you. The steppe is our home, and we will defend it with all our being. You have my heartfelt thanks. Of all the tribes of the steppe, there is none I would rather have at my side. God's willing, and many more will rally to our cause. I shall send you word when we have answer from all the tribes. I cannot thank you enough, Cyrna. None of this would have been possible without you. We have the requisite consent. 'Tis time to put Nama's power to use. If the aether flows as planned, all that remains is to have the ironworks engineers do their work at the ruins. Come, let us return to the House of the Crooked Coin. Bum, bum, bum. And yep, the big guy is still here. I shall begin at once. You may wish to step back. Still think it's a little unusual for elegant design. Might be that they stole from someone, in fact. Hey. Well, that's done. And that was technically the easy part.
Did it work?
It did. Ether may flow freely to the burn once more.
The land may once heal. That's debatable. I do not pretend to understand what you just did, Yushtola, but you did it. Thanks to you and Saphrine, of course, we have taken a momentous step towards securing our defenses. Now, as much as I believe a rest is in order, we should probably make haste back to the Enclave. Agreed. The others may already have returned from their missions, and I would know how things stand. As would I. Without further ado, then. I just think it's interesting how that does not take you directly there, whereas any other map it would. Yep. Judging by your triumphant expressions, I take all went well in the Asm step. Aside from the fact that Y'shtola has yet another suitor. Yeah. Indeed. We have secured a suitable source of energy for the barrier. Good. Tataru and I have commissioned Garland Ironworks to ensure that all field generator function as they should. A team of engineers stand ready to set out for the burn at a moment's notice. You need only say the word. I thank you for engaging their services on our behalf. The minutiae of the arrangement you may leave to me. Which leaves the small matter of our alliance. So, Yugiri and Haruko, how fared you with our neighbors? My lord, all factions were approached and are in agreement that the Empire poses a threat, and many responded positively to talk of an alliance. From Hinagarashi to Sui Nosato, however, we received outright rejections. The former will not break its treaty with the Empire, and the latter will not involve itself in conflict. Just as we expected, then. Well, there is not to be done about it. We must focus on the rest. To each of the nations that were some amenable to the alliance, I will personally send a missive. And once I have attended to that, I believe we have done everything we can to fortify Doma's defenses, for the time being at least. All of which means I may leave for the meeting in Alamigo with a lighter heart. Yugiri, Haruko, if you would be so kind as to hold the fort in my absence. My friends, we could not achieve so much in so little time without you for help. For that, I give you my heartfelt thanks. Till the meeting, then. I took the liberty of asking Thancred to attend as well. He should have arrived in the Alamegan quarter by now. Then let's not keep him waiting, shall we? All right, to Alamigo. Yum. All right, let's get this meeting over with. As much as I don't want to be a part of it. I'm with Alce. Ishtola has told me all, and I duly told Urianger and Cryo. Cryo, in particular, was concerned about Elfino, but I assured her that everything that can be done is being done. She agreed to continue with her own task for the time being on the condition that I contact her the moment there is any development. So that leaves the four of us to attend the council. Arnvald is here to assist with the security incidentally, though the poor lad seems altogether too distracted for the task. Another one missing Alphino, I expect. But it is almost time. As soon as you are ready, present yourself to the guardsmen at the palace entrance. I shan't be far behind. Oh, Scions of the Seventh Dawn, welcome to Alamigo. The Alliance leaders have already arrived. May I show you to the meeting chamber?
Mistress Lys, Commander Aldin, it gives me great pleasure to formally welcome the city-state of Alamigo to the Eorzean Alliance.
The pleasure is ours, Your Grace. I know I speak for all Alamegans when I say that we are glad of this chance to stand with our comrades of the Alliance.
And we, for our part, are glad indeed to be able to welcome friends both old and new.
Lord Hien of Doma, at your service. Pray, accept my heartfelt thanks for your generous invitation.
Nay, 'tis we who must thank you for journeying so far. And 'twould be remiss of me not to acknowledge the part the Scions of the Seventh Dawn have played in bringing all of us together. In times of great unrest, you and yours have been our constant companions, without whom we would not be here.
With apologies to Lord Hien and Mistress Alize, it occurs to me that we have not gathered in this way since that fateful day in Uldar.
The day I lost my arm and my freedom. As I lay in my cell, never did I dream that I would one day be given the chance to represent my homeland at this council. I would not even be alive had you not plucked me from the jaws of death. You, Yugiri, and Elfino. Would that the lad could be with us.
I too owe my presence here to Elfino, in so many ways. Until such time as he returns, I mean to carry on his good work as best I can.
Come, friends. Let us leave the past in the past and turn our eyes to the future. My Lord Hien, pray, tell us how things stand in the East.
Having heard the rumors of dissent in Garlemald, I dared to dream of a peaceable solution.
The Empire will not so easily change its ways. If the Garleans have a mind to take back Doma and Alamigo, we'll be hard-pressed to stop them, even with the might of 6 nations. But while we lack the strength to fight the tide, a course may yet present itself, if we read the winds aright.
The winds suggest but one course to me. One which leads from the sea unto the river and thence to the source of all our woes.
The Asians.
Indeed. All here have felt their blighted touch. It was the bringers of chaos who nurtured the Archbishop's tyrannical ambitions. They who bestowed upon him the secrets of summoning, as they have so many others before and since. And while they remain, we shall know no peace.
Our objective is clear. The question is how to achieve it. That our enemy parades about in Xenos' skin poses problems in itself, but ere we get to them, how are we to infiltrate the Empire and get close enough to strike?
While I see the wisdom in targeting the Asians, an assassination attempt on Garlean soil would do little to aid our cause, even were it to succeed. It's time we used our enemy's preferred tactic: subterfuge.
Go on.
You have an idea?
Speak your mind, Master Thancred. None here know the enemy better than the Scions, and you mayhap best of all. Whatever it is you propose, we will give it fair hearing. On that you have my word.
Very well, Admiral. My proposal is thus. We dispatch the shinobi to Imperial territory. There, they sow the rumor that the Crown Prince perished in the battle for Alamigo, and that the man parading around is in fact a corpse inhabited by a servant of darkness.
Well, it does have the ring of truth about it. And were the Garleans to learn that their future ruler is a puppet, the Empire would be shaken to the core.
But at the risk of sounding stupid, would they actually believe such an unlikely story? I didn't.
Ordinarily not. But prior to his miraculous recovery, rumors of Xenos' death had already begun to circulate around the Empire. Ultimately, however, what the masses believe is not our chief concern. Our true objective is to create an opening for rival factions within Garlemald to exploit.
Just as a war of succession erupted in the wake of Emperor Solus's death.
A war which raged until but recently, plunging the Imperial House into disarray as nephew and uncle grappled for the throne. It is no coincidence that one of Varus's first acts as Emperor was to name Xenos heir apparent, family feuds being so tiresome when armies are involved. Not all welcomed his choice of successor, however. There is no shortage of individuals who aspire to the throne, who would jump at any chance to seize power. The news that Xenos is not only dead, but a puppet to diabolical forces would be too enticing to ignore.
The Empire would not be quick to recover from a second war of succession.
I am no stranger to infiltrating Imperial territory. With a team of operatives gathered from among the Alliance's finest, the plan should have a reasonable chance of success.
Doma already has shinobi in place throughout the provinces. We stand ready to act, and act we must. What say you all?
I'm for Master Thancred's proposal. We shine a light upon the Ascian and test the Empire's unity. 'Twas his plot that scuttled Doma's negotiations, was it not? Why then, if we can eliminate him, there may yet be a chance for peace. Let us wage this war of subterfuge, that we may one day lay down our arms. Gods know we never will while the Ascians remain.
Huh.
Sorrow.
That was abrupt.
History must be changed. Ahead looms a calamity. Ahead looms light, expunging all form and life. Twin dooms only you can forestall. Only you.
What's the matter?
There's a voice.
Spies in our midst? Nay, I sense no such presence.
Let expanse contract. Eon become instant. Throw wide the gates that we may pass.
Is it over?
Master Thancred!
For Fend. Bear him to a private chamber. Have every healer make ready. Swiftly!
Master Thancred remains in slumber. Though his vital signs appear stable, he's unresponsive.
What could have done this? And why just him and not the others?
I'm afraid we could not identify the cause, my lady. Our examinations revealed no wounds, nor the presence of any poisonous substances.
Gods, that only makes it worse. You're to let us know the moment there's any change, all right?
Thank you for coming. Knowing Thancred, he would apologize for being otherwise engaged at so crucial a juncture.
In gifting us a course of action, Thancred sowed the seed of all that is to follow. We have but to nurture it as best we can. To him, I would say, rest easy, that he may wake to enjoy the fruits of our labors. Now, the matter of the mysterious voice must not be forgotten. Will you tell me exactly what happened?
Alize and I heard a voice in the moments before Thancred collapsed. It was accompanied by a severe headache, as if something were clutching at our minds. Did you experience the same thing?
More or less, yeah.
So, in between the voice and the pain, you felt as if you were somewhere else entirely.
Your testimony confirms my suspicion. That which you experienced was, I believe, your soul being plucked from your flesh. Called.
Oh, that's terrifying.
Cold.
I myself examined Thancred. Reach out as I may, I could not sense in him the spark of life that is his soul. That Thancred alone was stricken so is likely due to his heightened sensitivity to the effects of ether, a consequence of his prior possession by the Asian Lahabrea. The owner of the voice, whoever it may be, reached out to you, called your souls, and in so doing, caused you and yours such pain.
But if that's true, where exactly are we being called to?
I know not.
Is the question.
Yet one thing is plain. Whoever waits for you on the other side is possessed of a power unlike any I have ever known.
Forgive us, Lys, but may we leave Thancred in your care for a time?
As if you had to ask. I may not be a scion anymore, but I'm no less a friend. Don't worry. I'll see to it that Thancred's well looked after. Just focus on solving this mystery, all right?
Thank you, Lys. As the Elder Seedseer says, 'tis no ordinary individual we are dealing with. Nor can we discount the possibility of Asian involvement.
Whoever or whatever is behind this, the sooner we find out, the better.
Well, that was an eventful way to end a meeting. He's always... Oh. Ariange, something happened during the meeting. Thancred's collapsed. A disembodied voice suddenly started... What? That's... We should talk about this in person. Alright. We'll meet you there. That was Ariange. He heard the voice too. In Analand? Huh. As we alone were affected in the meeting, I had my suspicions, but if the voice also spoke to Ariange, there can be little doubt. The Scions were targeted specifically. By whom and to what extent is the question. One to which we must find an answer with all possible haste. Ariange agreed to meet us at the Rice and Stone. If there are others heard the voice, we'll find out soon enough. Good luck! I should get back to meeting with the Elder Seedseer, but if there's anything I can do, anything at all, you must let me know, alright? Promise me? Alright, let's be on our way. To the stones we go.
Ariange! God, it's good to see you.
Would that our meeting were under happier circumstances. I judged the voice sufficient cause for concern even before you sent word of its effect on our comrade.
You heard it too, then?
Aye. And all but certainly at the selfsame instant. Alas, pained as I was, I could make little sense of what few words did then reach mine ears.
Who do you think is responsible? Could this be the Asians doing?
That I cannot say. Not when so little is known. Ere I indulge in speculation, I would examine Thancred with mine own eyes.
To Alamigo, then, without further delay.
One other thing. During my visit to the Far East, I observed a strange phenomenon.
Which one?
Thou referrest, I presume, to the localized reduction in etheric density.
That, yeah. Crystals having no elemental
Well, that
composition.
spares me the trouble of an explanation. Yes, I noted precisely that at two apparently unconnected locations. I take it the phenomenon is not limited to the Far East.
Indeed not. Of late, our agents charged with surveilling the beast tribes have spoken of little else. In every corner of the realm, they tell of places in which the ether hath grown thin. Naturally, my suspicions first turned to primal activity, but the areas thus affected betray no evidence of summoning. I must confess to being quite perplexed.
If the same phenomenon is being observed in multiple locations on opposite sides of the world, we may safely discount regional factors. Needless to say, this warrants further investigation.
Indeed, I shall make it my task to.
Hmm?
The voice. It calleth to me once more.
I hear it too.
Only you. Only you.
No! Ishtola! Urianger!
Throw wide the gates.
No! No, this can't be happening!
Two down in one shot.
Y'shtola!
Not good.
Urianger! Open your eyes! Open your eyes, I beg you! Say something! Anything! Not again. Please, not again.
Well, whoever that is really wrecking things up. We're running short on scions pretty quickly. Forgive me, that was an unseemly display. It happened before your very eyes, my lady. None here would have behaved any differently. We have borne the two of them to a private chamber. But tell me, is it true that Master Thancred languages lay in a lake state in Alamigo? I'm afraid so. Though given the circumstances, it would seem best to observe them together. I will send word to Lise that he should be brought here. Take heart, my lady. The world is full of scholars and knowledgeable folk of every persuasion. Someone out there is bound to know what ails our comrades, and how it may be cured. Thus we will rouse them, no matter what. That we will, Hori. That we will. But first things first. Our comrades will have questions. May I ask that you explain the situation to them? I must attend to a private matter. Oh, I promised I'd visit someone in Limsa. He's been waiting at the Maelstrom Command for a while now. You know, you should come along too. I think he'd be glad to see you. it wouldn't happen to be our little enthralled buddy, would it? No. Do, 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 do. Check that. Good. As you've probably guessed, it's Gabu. We've come to see. The private here will bring him out directly to us. Ever since Maelstrom took him in, I've tried to visit as often as I can. And after what befell our friends, I was taken by an urge to visit again. It's difficult to explain. Yeah, it's kind of understandable.
Here he is, my lady.
Gabu, it's been too long.
I'm afraid there's been no change. If he can see or hear us, he has given no sign.
I see. You're still fighting. I'm proud of you. We promised that we would come and visit you together, didn't we? Alphino and I. I'm sorry that we haven't managed that yet. You know, with the three of us like this, does it not remind you of that night? Of the stars beyond count twinkling in the heavens?
It's a long time ago.
Powerless. But I knew that my brother was close by if I needed him, and that the others would be waiting for me back at the Rising Stones. Not like now. I've seen my share of trouble since coming to Eorzea. Been reminded again and again of my limitations. Of how little I can change about this world. And I've come to know the sorrow of parting all too well. But to have the people I hold dear struck down before my eyes, and be powerless to help them, that I cannot bear.
Yeah, you're not fully alone.
No, I don't. You're right. It's pure arrogance to imagine I can solve everything by myself. You'd think I'd have learned that by now. Thank you. I don't know what I'd do without you.
Well, you are just as hard-headed as your brother, so it's understandable.
Well, that's more than enough brooding for one day. Come on. We have friends to save.
He's still in there. Just can't find his way out as of yet. Let us return to the Rising Stone and take it from there. Thanks again for agreeing to come. It meant a lot to me. I love getting turned around there. And alright, so this will be the last one. I did some thinking on the way back, and I think Hori was right. We need to seek outside help. Ordinarily, we'd turn to our own experts on such matters, but they're both among the stricken. I will begin by reaching out to the myriad of guilds and research institutions here in Eorzea. Additionally, Grandfather and Manphilia had a wealth of connections between them, and I mean to explore those avenues too. We will find a way to save our friends, mark my words. Much and more has happened in recent days, some of it for the good and some not so. But all around me, people continue their fight. From the shinobi who search for Alphino to the Alliance members who make ready to move against the Empire. They march on in the face of great adversity, bearing heavy burdens. Everyone is playing their part, and so must I. You have your own part to play, I know, and it is bigger than most, so I won't keep you. Just promise that you'll visit from time to time, and I promise I'll have good tidings to share with you when we do now. Dun, 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 dun. Meanwhile...
The Populares no longer present an obstacle. Now is the time to bring the Empire's might to bear. A word from your Radiance is all it takes. But one word, and the Imperial army will fall upon Alamigo as a pack of bloodthirsty wolves and tear that feeble nation apart.
What say you, Solus? Or, no, Varus.
Have you no words for me? Despite the lengths I go to, an emissary playing the part of a fool. When first I took this face, I swore to use all of my knowledge, all of my power, to further the cause of the Empire. My deeds stand testament to my commitment. And with this adamant flesh at my disposal, I could destroy the Icon Slayer as easily as one might swat a fly. Why do you hesitate? Our enemy is resourceful. Though victory is certain now, it will not remain so indefinitely. Deliberate if you must, but be quick about it. We'll speak again when you have unburdened yourself of doubt. Until then, I take my leave, Father.
I should be the one to sigh. I played my part to perfection. I had earned my rest, and then, thanks to La Habrea's crowning act of idiocy, our favorite emissary sees fit to summon me back. Elidibus was ever a warrior. A most tiresome trait, would you not agree? What? Have you no words for me either? No matter. I've long grown weary of this mummery. Now, my dearest grandson, let me remind you of your place in the simplest of terms. You do not make judgments, you administer them. Swiftly and to the letter. Naught else is your concern.
Oh?
Elidibus may be an insufferable bore, but he is no fool. His choices as emissary seldom err. If aught threatens the balance twixt light and dark, it falls to you to remove it. Be it by your own hands or by your armies, you have ample means at your disposal. That is why this empire exists, why I built it.
The first emperor.
Oh dear. Have I touched a nerve? You always were an easy one to read. I pity you, I do. As they say, ignorance is bliss. And I know how much happier you would be not knowing the things you know. The founding father was an Asian, and he created the Empire solely for the purpose of sowing the seeds of chaos. Don't take it personally. I merely do my duty. To bring about a calamity requires no small amount of power, and there is no surer way to obtain such power than by collecting powerful pawns. To that end, I have labored long and hard, and I must say I am quite pleased with my handiwork. Paltry though it seems in comparison to Alag.
Was that really necessary?
You fiends are overfond of your own voices. Mark me, Asian. Man is the master of his own destiny.
Such a waste of time and energy, both yours and mine. Lest you forget, you are Emperor now. If you wish to spout drivel about man's destiny, save it for the masses. It will serve to give them a sense of purpose, and you, pliant pieces for the game. Oh, do stop sulking, boy. You, of all people, should understand. Ours is a struggle to restore both mankind and the world to their rightful state. Viewed thus, our goals are one and the same.
Well, he's fun. Further, meanwhile. Oops. What in the world? Oh, for the deal with that in a moment. Damn. Dead. All dead. Yet I see no wounds, nor any evidence of battle. Damn them. They finally used it. The Empire developed an alchemical weapon in Yerbania, a gas. Black Rose, it was called. And to breathe it is to breathe your last. So they finally resorted to biological weapons. And this did that? But the project was abandoned, and its vile fruit destroyed, but naught else could have wrought such an atrocity. Fools. What do they hope to gain with this butchery? Can they not see that a rule won through terror will not endure? How many more provinces must they lose? Hey, wait. This is not the work of men, but monsters, the Asians. It cannot be a coincidence that their trail led us here. Their objective was never to rule, but to sow strife and discord. Such a crime does indeed bear the mark of the bringers of chaos. Black Rose cannot be allowed to kill again. We must find the Asians and put an end to their plot. And with that, and 4-5, 4-4, and we have 4-5 left on the horizon for next week to finally end Stormblood. So we've had Alphino's little excursion into the burn, where we met up with Shadowhunter, a man of no name that is relevant to us at the time. After which, Alice A, in her infinite panic, wanted to go and find Alphino as quickly as possible, since he had never checked in. Went over to Doma, had a little chat with Hian, had a little excursion of our own into the burn to find out that his ship had crashed, but there was no sign of him. It had been quite some time. Afterwards, went back to Doma with Y'shtola to try and find a source for reestablishing Ether out into the burn, which is where they plan on erecting ancient Allagan technology to create a wall to prevent Garlemald from invading once more, because using Allagan technology always turns out well. Had a date with Destiny on the field of battle in the steppe with our good old friend Saru, and the sun himself arrived as well. Settled that, got Doma the allies they needed to help them defend their lands for the time being. Met with the Alliance leaders in Alamigo to further bolster the Eorzean Alliance, adding Doma to as well as Alamigo. Then everything went downhill. Thancred got spirited away. Shortly after, Urianger and Y'shtola have both been spirited away. So as for that being a stopping point on today, we are gonna use that as the jumping point for next week as we finish out Post-Stormblood. So, since there's no one I know really on right now, we are gonna call it on that. So for us here at the corner, as always, thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.